Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Friday Jazz Happy Hour. It's December 20th, and we have, I've just flown in from New Zealand, and boy, are my arms tired. So we got back a few hours ago, according to revised version of the plan. We actually had to, we had our flight from New Zealand to California was canceled on short notice, and we scrambled and found another one, which was great. And here we are. I'm having some kind of a massive histamine reaction, so my nose is running like a faucet. So if I have to mute myself and go deal with that, then hope you'll understand. Let me send some greetings here in the chat room. I see Ken Eddings is here. Happy Friday, Ken. Dave is here from Hawaii. Michael and Bill Arvola are here. Barry and Ginger and Lizzie. Ivan's in the house. Good evening, Ivan. Let's see. We've got Barry. I mentioned Alex is here. Happy Friday, Alex. Gwen is here. And Emma is here. And although he wasn't on camera, Neo is here. And he's extremely squirrely, you guys. So that was him wanting to play some notes on the keyboard. That was your one note. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. We're going to start with... Oh, I just realized I forgot to do my Twitter post. Which I'm probably going to start doing on Blue Sky. Anyway, Rick and Sherry and Penny are here. Happy Friday, y'all. Okay, we're going to do some Christmas tunes tonight. And first one is called Have Yourself a Merry Little. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. I don't have a composer credit for that off the top of my head. Let's see. Dave Darling says Lisa and the kitties are also there. So happy Friday to you all. Neo is prowling. Yes. He's right down there right now. I think we might have to move up the whole treats thing. Let's see if we can squeeze in one more tune before he makes complete nuisance of himself. Let's see. This next one is the music of Thelonious Monk. This one's called Well, You Needn't. Well, you needn't. By Thelonious Monk. I'm sure I've mentioned before there's an outstanding Carmen McRae vocalese version of that. Let's see. A couple of greetings in here. I see that Nels is joining us from Florida. Happy Friday, Nels. So glad you could be here. And then an anonymous person is glad we made it back in time. Me too. And then news is in from Grand Marais, Minnesota. I bet it's cold up there. You may be our best candidate for a white Christmas. Is that right? Let us know. Okay. Now I'm gonna. Let's see. This is gonna be a bit squirrely because I didn't find all my. I didn't unpack all my tripods and stuff that I took with me. So I'm gonna improvise something to put camera 4 on, and we'll see if we can get the cats here on camera. Gosh darn you, camera 4. Seems like camera 4 has left its brain in Auckland. Let's try that. Well, plus some of not that, but this. There we go. That'll work. Hey, y'all, we have 4 cats. Oh, Mary says there's trouble. Is it going now? Can y'all? Okay, we're back. We have 4 cats. And they get lonely while we were gone. There you can see the 4 of them. Neo's in the back. That's Kira on the right. And then Rosie and Morgan, the siblings. Good job, kitties. So for those of you who have not been following our recent developments, we've just come back from New Zealand, where we were on a trip to the sub-Antarctic islands south of New Zealand. And they are an amazing, amazing place. The tour expedition team was telling us that every year approximately 100,000 people visit the Antarctic Peninsula and places near there. And maybe only 2,000 or 3,000 go to visit these islands south of New Zealand. Even though they have amazing diversity of wildlife and lots of penguins and many other cool things. So it's sort of a underexplored resource. So anyway, I will be talking about that in our tip jar, which we'll come to in a minute. Alex says he thinks the cats are well behaved. That's not quite the whole story. There was some not so awesome behavior off camera, but you know, we're all needy when we get back home from traveling, right? All right, good job, kitties. Let's reposition camera 3. Oops. Let's dial our ISO back down again. There we go. I think that'll work. Okay. What are we doing? What are we doing, Bill? Oh yeah, now let's have some more waltzes. I'm in a waltz kind of mood today. And this one, I can't remember if I did this already. Oh, so one really unexpected thing that happened on this expedition is that I had a chance to have dinner with the captain of the ship. He came down to the dining room and sat at our table, and he is a jazz fan and had a keyboard in his quarters. And so we brought that out to the lounge, and I actually got to play for the guests of the boat during the cruise. And this is one of the tunes I did for them, and I can't remember if we did it here or not, but this is a waltz called I'll Be Home for Christmas, and indeed, here we are. That one's called I'll Be Home for Christmas. And yes, Janice was asking about the tip jar. And by the way, happy Friday, Janice. Glad you could join us. So we can do that now. Let's see. The last island we visited, there was a group of them called the Chatham Islands. And they are actually north of where we set out from. And they are the nesting place of an extremely rare seabird called the tycho is the Maori name for it. It's also you'll find it in some sources as the magenta petrel, which is named after some British sailing ship that first discovered it. So this is an ocean-going bird that spends almost its entire life on the ocean, and comes to land to nest, and it makes a burrow, digs. It's really good at digging. And it digs like a 1 or 2 meter deep burrow and lays its eggs and rears its young in there. And this is a really great strategy for places that have no mammals and that have the right kind of vegetation. And so when humans showed up, they brought lots of extraneous mammals and they planted lots of wrong vegetation, and they had sheep and cows grazing on all the plants. And so these petrels had a really bad time. And like our California condors, they were down to just a few breeding pairs, or a few dozen maybe. And so we got to visit a reserve where they have built this amazing fence to keep out all the mammals. And so the trees are growing back, the burrows are there, and the birds are returning and making nests and rearing young, which is awesome. And so we got to meet one of the guys who's doing this project, and he went and found one of the occupied burrows and showed us the bird. So I didn't prepare my photo for that. I will for next time. But the Chatham Island Tycho Trust is going to be our tip jar charity today, and they're at, just a moment, I had this URL handy, I think. Let me just get this for you so I can type it into the chat. Yeah, tycho.org.nz is the URL you want. And this is one of the chicks in the nest, and you can see it's not going to be very good at defending itself from mammals it didn't expect. Anyway, so if you like what you hear, I wish you would steer your browser over there and check them out, and maybe throw them a few bucks and tell them Bill sent you. They are a small organization, so every little bit really does make a difference. Here's a comment from Just Some Guy. Can you play Nardis? Love your playing. Thank you very much. I will get Nardis on the list for next time for sure. Okay. So meanwhile, what we're going to do next is a Branford Marsalis tune from a Spike Lee movie. I did this one on the boat and thought, I want to do it again. This one's called Mo Better Blues. Oh, geez. Please stand by. The cat's just knocked over this entire box of treats. Goodness, cats. Steve and Ilsa are our awesome cat sitters. And I know they've been feeding these animals faithfully twice a day, and it's like they've never eaten in their lives. Come on, cats. Anyway, okay. Sorry for that interruption. Here is Mo Better Blues. Mo Betta Blues from Branford Marcellus. Oh, thanks. Very helpful clarification from Mary about taiko. Is the Japanese word for particular kind of drum is only coincidentally not related to this particular awesome bird. Okay. I remember what's going to happen now. Okay. I had my Christmas fake book charts have kind of gotten astray. And I couldn't find the one I was looking for, which is partly why I wasn't quite ready at showtime. For example, I did not go put on my Christmas sweater. But that's okay. We're now going to do, I'm going to redo one of these favorite waltzes of mine from Vince Guaraldi. This one is called Christmas Time Is Here. Christmas Time is Here, a waltz from Vince Guaraldi. I see some kind words in the chat from Barry and Jim. Thank you, guys. Vince Guaraldi is really a treasure, and I always love to play his tunes. And I feel like that record, as I've said, that Charlie Brown record is pretty much perfect. My nose is running out of control, you guys. It's really a mess. Okay, what am I going to do now? Oh, yeah, okay. Got it. More waltzes. This one, this may be 3 waltzes in one show. Kind of a record, I think. I also played this one recently on the boat and enjoyed the heck out of it. So here is Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is that tune. I don't know the composers actually, but it was for the Disney movie. And so to Jim's question, yes, Bill Evans played it. It's on Bill Evans's famous Sunday at Village Vanguard. That's the chart, or that's the recording that inspired this particular fake book chart that I'm looking at. I also know it from a Dave Brubeck album, which I've talked about before, called Dave Digs Disney. That's just a delightful version. Yeah. I have this vague idea in my head that Tony Bennett did it with Bill Evans. I'm not sure. Okay, so one more thing in the before I forget category. I've had some surprising documentary films turn up on the in-flight movie list, when you're watching movies on the plane. And a movie recommended to me by Raquel Coelho, who was our singer in Nossa Bassa, is called Elis and Tom. And it documents this one moment when Tom Jobim, who was, a famous composer, guitarist, pianist, got together with Elis Regina, and they made this duet record, which is where most of us learned about Waters of March, because their duet version of that song is like the gold standard. But there's several other tunes they did together that are phenomenal. And the movie documents the difficulties leading up to that session and some of the tragedies that came afterwards. But apparently this is new footage of them in the studio recording the album together. And it's just amazing. Just amazing stuff. So, Elis and Tom, if you can find that documentary somewhere, it's in Portuguese with subtitles, but it's really, really worth it. And the music is just amazing. Let's see. We learned that Julie and Bob have a new Christmas dryer. Congratulations. Nothing quite like dry clothes, especially in the winter. Let's see. Right. I'm going to just check one thing here. Looking ahead to my... Okay, good. Now we're going to get funky. And we're going to use an original tune of mine called Some Other Funk. That one's called Some Other Funk. All right. I'm gonna close with a tune that I think I remember. But in case I don't, I'm not gonna say what it is until the end. And if it turns out it was that tune, then I'll tell you what it was. Yes, air quality. I hadn't heard about that. So thanks for mentioning that. We do have the air filters here in the house. We are trying to stay hydrated. Thank you for that reminder. Well, Barry liked that one. Thank you, Barry. I enjoy doing it. It's a little bit loosey-goosey, but that's, I think, part of its strength. Oh, just before I forget, item. Closing night of the expedition on the boat. The staff photographer put together a slideshow about 20 minutes long of all of his pictures from the different places we had been. And ordinarily what he does is he just finds some pop songs that he thinks fit in and kind of sticks them in there. But he gave me the opportunity to improvise the soundtrack for the slideshow. And so I did that in front of the whole boat for 20 minutes. And I just feel so grateful to you all because I would not have been ready to do that if I hadn't had the opportunity to play for you some of those closers, both the made up piano ones as well as the ambient music ones. I incorporated both of those, and I even snuck in some recordings of the Penguin Colony. So I'm not ready to do that tonight, but I'm definitely going to share some of that with you because that was really fun. And some pictures too. Okay, but meanwhile, let us... Oh, ow. Take a cleansing breath and cool down a little bit. Yeah, I guess Barry knows that one. This tune is called Some Children See Him, and that wasn't quite right, but it's a lovely melody and a nice sentiment in the words, too. So if you don't know it, you can go check it out. All right, friends, that is going to do it for me and my nose. This Friday, December 20th. I guess next week I probably better lay low on some of the Christmas tunes. That's all right. We had our shot with them. They were fun. I love doing them for you. We can move on next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has really been a privilege playing for you, and I appreciate that y'all showed up while I was gone. I saw that people listened to those pre-recorded sets, and that was very very encouraging to see those stats come in while I was gone. We have a website called FridayJazzHappyHour.com, and you can find out about our charities. You can sign up for our mailing list. Should link to the YouTube playlist where you can see all this stuff. You can hit that like button, as a few of you have done. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel and get notified when we are on the air if you like that. Remember that our tip jar charity today is the Chatham Islands Tycho Trust, which is devoted to protecting seabirds, and that's taiko.org.nz. And we met some of the people working on it, and one of our expedition crew is actually from there and has a lot of personal connections to those folks. So that was really cool. It's very personal. Okay, we will be back in your feed next week. So until then, stay healthy and stay hydrated and have an awesome Christmas. Hope you have a great holiday. Okay. Good night, y'all.